Good evening. Wildlife enthusiasts are speaking out after Governor Kristi Noem proposed a new campground at Custer State Park.
However, tourism could benefit from the additional 176 potential campsites. KELOLAND's Sydney Thorson talks with Visit Rapid City and the Wildlife Federation to bring us both sides of this debate.
All year long, wildlife roam the grounds of Custer State Park. It's a site that attracts visitors from across the country.
Last time I was in Custer State Park last summer, it was busier than heck. Shoulder to shoulder people, which is good for the people if you're in that business. But if you're in the wildlife business and like to see wildlife and that, it's not necessarily the best thing. Because as infrastructure grows and roads grow and that wildlife gets pushed out.
Chris Hesla is the executive director of the South Dakota Wildlife Federation. He is opposed to the plan to create more campsites at the park. He says his main concern is with the location of the proposed campground at Barnes Canyon along Wildlife Loop Road. He says that's where a lot of the animals gather.
Definitely the position of where they want to place it right now. Addition of any campsites. The land can only provide so much to provide for people. It's either going to be a paved parking lot or it's going to be paradise.
Last year was a record-setting year for tourism in South Dakota. Places out here in the Black Hills also saw an impact. Whether it was shops, restaurants, or campsites, the increase in visitors brings more revenue to local communities like Rapid City.
What Visit Rapid City does is we promote travel and tourism for Rapid City and the Black Hills region, so whatever's right for our area and all of the residents is good for tourism. So as long as there's a sound reasoning and everything is well thought out, it'll be good for the area.
Game Fish and Parks is seeking about $10 million in state money for the proposed campground. In Rapid City and Custer State Park, Sydney Thorson, KELOLAND News.
The Agriculture and Natural Resources Committee is expected to discuss the proposed campground this week in Pierre. Well, as Cindy mentioned, tourism is playing a big part in the decision on whether to create the campground. The state tourism department spent nearly $15 million in 2021 to attract visitors to South Dakota. Based on the nearly $4.5 billion spent by visitors last year, that marketing worked. Digital reporter Ray Yost examines how the state spends the money and how much visitors spend. It's in a KELOLAND.com original story on our website now.